Mob Psycho 100, Episode 10, The Heinous Aura, Mastermind. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Show here, back at it once again with another Mob Psycho 100 review, talking about Episode 10, and this is a fantastic episode. Oh my goodness, the ending for this episode. If you have not watched the after credit scene, click off this video immediately, get back on Crunchyroll, get that done, come back to this episode and hype with me, because it is literally the biggest reveal that we've ever gotten in this series. Like, more so than when we saw Ritsu use his psychic abilities. It's a bigger reveal than that. It is the reason why this episode is called The Heinous Aura, which is really, really interesting. We'll get on to that. And it's my favorite part about the episode. It is straight up my favorite part of the episode. The very, very ending, like the last 20 seconds. Watch that right now on Crunchyroll and then return, because, oh my goodness, I'm just going to go and jump right in. Reigen Arataka, my favorite character in the series, is the leader of Claw. What? What? I did not see this coming at all. I am absolutely shocked. I can't, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Like, I can't believe this reveal. I don't understand it. I don't know why. Like, I am legitimately shocked. I am so surprised by this. Like, I love this series now. Oh my goodness. We haven't gotten much development of Reigen's character at all. Like, really, like, any since the first episode. We haven't even talked about him. Like, we don't know his background. We don't know why he does what he does. I'm going to put my theory cap on, and I'm sorry, that was really stupid. And I'm going to assume that maybe, we all know he was using Shigeo, but maybe he was using Shigeo just to see what his abilities are capable of, kind of like scouting out psychics, basically, and maybe that's what he was doing. Like, that was his sole purpose, just to, like, use Shigeo. I don't know. It's strange. Like, I don't know. But I'm so excited to find out in the next episode. The next episode, I'm pretty sure, is going to be all about Reigen. I hope it is. I hope he just get a that he's been going throughout the series, what he's trying to do, why? Like, why is he the leader of Claw? Or is this all just like, maybe he's possessed, maybe there's like something inside of him? I'm like at a wall here. I legitimately don't know. I am so surprised and pleasantly surprised of this reveal. Absolutely fantastic. I still can't believe it. I just finished watching the episode like a while ago, and I'm still like shocked by it. So again, like, that kind of reaction is just awesome. Like, this makes me love the series even more. Anyway, this is a fantastic episode, by the way. Anyway, episode, we see a shonen trope continue in this episode, and I don't dislike that, by the way. When I say trope, I know that a lot of people, it's kind of like a red flag, but no, I actually really, really like this. I love how the series is kind of somewhat morphed into a shonen series. Like, I actually really like what it's almost like a slice of life kind of show with some supernatural elements, you know, a little bit of action here and there, but no, this is just a straight up action series now. Like, so you're like, what is this? This is so different, but I adore. Like, it is fantastic. So we see all the characters, again, this is that shonen trope I was mentioning, all the characters split up. So we have Teru, I almost said Ritsu, Teru, Shigeo, and Dimple all taking different paths to find Ritsu. That's their goal. They're trying to find Ritsu. They're all splitting up, going on different paths in the hideout of Claw, and each of them have to take out different baddies, or at least attempt to. So yeah, first, I'm just going to talk about each path individually. I'm not really going to do it in a chronological order because I have a hard time remembering these things. So let's just start with Teru. We see Teru, he's just taking out people so easily, just taking out all these scrub guards. Then we have this pyropsychic, I think that's the correct term, come out of nowhere. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. I'll probably put it in the corner here or something. But he comes in, uses his fire abilities, just blast away through the hallway. The animation, dear God, this is just fantastic. There are some other instances where the animation is like God tier in this episode, so I'll probably talk about that in a little bit. But just fantastic animation from Studio Bones. I will be mentioning Studio Bones real soon, so just get ready for that. I know I mentioned it in every episode, but this episode really has some good animation. He uses his fire abilities, just engulfs the entire hallway. We see Teru pull up his shield and kind of create a barrier around him. And I thought that'd be enough to protect him from the fire, but he's literally just like cooking inside of that barrier, which I thought was really, really cool. I did not see that coming. I thought that was a kind of a realistic, interesting way. Like it was like scary, like, oh my god, like how is he going to get out of this? And I wouldn't have thought of it myself, but he basically creates a shield around the pyrotechnic, the pyropsychic, and basically he just bakes inside of his own flames, which I thought was really cool. He gets taken out. He's just burnt crisp. And then we see, I believe it's just Sakurai that just comes out of nowhere and I guess just takes him out. I think we get a scene shift there. But I love Sakurai. Like, I cannot wait to see what Sakurai can do. Like, I love that he has his samurai sword. I love his look. I love that character. Like, I cannot wait to see more of him. Then let's jump on to Dimple. So Dimple's taking a different path. He's fooling all the guards because he's disguised as one of them, but one of them ends up catching on and ends up calling this guy. Oh my goodness, I cannot remember this guy's name for the life of me. I've been forgetting all these names. I watched the episode a while ago, so you have to forgive me. Again, I'm going to pop in one of the corners here. And this guy's really, really interesting. So he has these like capsules that basically have spirits inside of them, and he can use those spirits for fighting, and that's really, really cool. So we have Dimple. He's inside of this weird room where there's like all these chambers where I guess they're like torturing psychic ability users, which I thought was really, really messed up. We see some of the other guards mention that back in the room with Kaido when they're playing cards. We see them kind of mention that, how they'll never be like up on that upper echelon with all the other psychics, like this apparition user, or like the I almost said pyrotechnic again, like the pyropsychic. We see them kind of mentioning like, we'll never be at that level, we're just too weak, and even the torturing doesn't work. So I'm guessing they were referring to these weird chambers. There was like even some blood splashed on there. I'm sure we'll get, wow, it's pretty messed up. I'm sure we'll get some more details on that in the next episode when Reigen kind of explains what exactly is going on. Like, Reigen needs to explain some stuff. He's got some explaining to do, because I don't know what the hell is going on at this point. I mean, I know they're trying to use psychic ability users. I keep calling them psychic ability users. I know they're trying to use psychics, yeah, to like dominate the world. I'm not sure how exactly they're going about doing that. So hopefully we get more details on that in the next episode. But yeah, we see Dimple. He's there. He kind of fools this guy a little bit, which I thought was pretty cool. He like exits his body, runs out the door. All the apparitions chase him, and then he enters his body again and charges forward for an attack, but he ends up like tripping on a shoestring or something. He just trips on the crack on the ground or something, and basically just gets taken out right there. So I don't know, like it's kind of like you see all these these claw members being taken out so easily, and then you see Dimple just being taken out so easily. Like, I knew that Dimple was going to be like defeated quite easily as soon as I saw this guy. Like, oh, this guy actually looks kind of not like a scrub. So I was assuming that he was going to beat him, but I was hoping that there'd be at least a little bit more of a fight. I was hoping that we'd get at least like a little bit more details on some of these claw members, because we see them, they're just getting wasted the entire episode. Like, they're just being taken out one by one. I kind of wish we got just a little bit more kind of an in-depth look on what their relationships are, like what are they trying to do. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. I don't think we're going to get that. It's so fast. This episode is just so fast. Like, everything is just happening at a very like fast beat, which is a good thing for the most part. But then you kind of look back and you're like, I wish they kind of put a little more emphasis on some of the backstories of these characters. Maybe they'll kind of capitalize on that later. It is a 12 episode series run, so I'm guessing that that's kind of why they kind of have to. I don't know. I've never read the webcomic, so I'm not sure how this goes. But anyway, let's jump on to what's going on with Shigeo. We see Shigeo. He's in this weird room with all these dolls everywhere, which I thought was pretty interesting. He's with all these dolls. Then we see this little girl. She can control these dolls. He just wipes the floor with her, like easily just destroys all the dolls. Destroys all the dolls. And then one of her friends, I believe, I can't remember her name. Oh my gosh, she looked like Zarya from Overwatch a little bit. She was like a bodybuilder kind of type. She comes in and just starts pounding Shigeo, just destroying his face, just beating the crap out of him. And Shigeo doesn't defend himself because Reigen taught him not to hit a woman. Like, that is, you don't do that. Like, that's wrong. And so he's morally, he's just confused. But she's like, oh, you're offending me. Just fight me at your fullest. So he ends up fighting her, and I guess just basically destroys her. Like, there's no match. Like, again, he's just wipes the floor with her. Like, she's done. He's walking out into the hall. Then, while all that's going on, again, this is not in a chronological order. Then we have Ritsu getting Kaido out of that room. Some of the guards, like one of the guards that was playing cards, was like, no, just let them go. Because, like, I know for a fact that we can't defeat these guys. Like, they're just too strong. And that was kind of interesting. I like that guard. I like how he's, like, very cynical about how things are, how they'll never be able to be at that upper echelon of the psychics. And that was kind of interesting. I love how he just kind of just gave up. Like, I guess it's not really cool, but it's interesting. I'm curious, like, what is going on in this place? Like, why do these guards have this kind of attitude? That's really interesting. Anyway, we see Ritsu. He gets Kaido out. They're all running for the door, trying to get the hell out of the hideout. And then we have this guy coming out of nowhere, this kid, I guess. His name is Sho, I believe. He comes out of nowhere. He has these weird psychic abilities where he's not part of the upper echelon, which is interesting. It doesn't, it says his name at the top. It doesn't say his echelon number or whatever. But he, slams on the ground with his foot and just, creates, cracks all around the hall. Ritsu's like, okay, you guys just go on without me. And Ritsu's going to try to fight him himself. But he just gets the crap beaten out of him, I'm assuming. While all that's happening, we have Shigeo. I love how this episode kind of, jumps back and forth between all the characters. Shigeo walks through the hall. We see, I don't even know, this weird-looking guy with a weird face. I don't know what his psychic abilities are. He gets destroyed immediately. Shigeo I believe, pushes him to the wall. He's done. Then he sees Ritsu there, and he's taken out by Sho. Stay with me here. He's taken out by Sho. He goes to Ritsu's side to aid him. He's like, I'm so sorry. He feels bad that he couldn't rescue him in time, but he's still alive. He's still fine. And then we see Muto from the last episode. I believe it was last episode when he captured Kaido, when he, I guess he made everyone think that Kaido died, that he killed Kaido. But he didn't. He puts his hand in the back of Shigeo's head and, gives him these horrible visions of, death. He sees his brother there and, blood. Looks absolutely horrible. It's very, very graphic. But it's so, oh my god, this is where the animation just really, really went, fantastic. I absolutely love the animation, the scene, and the sound, too. Again, the sound was just fantastic. The music, I noticed that the music in this episode was, better than most. Kenji Kawai did a fantastic job scoring this episode. I love where they put certain songs, and it really, really worked. But this scene, in particular, was just unbelievable. It was so cool. The viewpoint was, moving around. We saw, that kind of rainbowy psychic ability stuff, bleed off of Shigeo, which just looked unbelievable. He reaches 100. Oh my goodness, it just looks unbelievable. It was a really, really, really cool scene. But he ends up getting defeated. Then he gets taken to this room where Teru and Dimple, or actually Dimple, is captured inside this weird, urn that this guy has with all the apparitions, and we have all these spirits inside of there. They're all, really mean looking. All those spirits, and I noticed this, all those spirits look very, very similar to the beginning of the series when we saw Shigeo at 100 just tearing them up, destroying them. I remember that was the beginning of the series. You kind of forget that. I always forget that that's how the show started, but they looked very similar. That place looked really similar, the walls and stuff. It's going to be interesting to see if that has any relation to that. I don't really know. But basically, all of them are defeated. They lost, and they're all defeated. Ritsu, Shigeo, they're all just done. They're all in this room together. And that's basically how the episode ends. Then we have all of the other Awakening Lab kids running out the door. This is at the end of the credits. Running out the door. Then we see the doors open, and they're like, what is this aura? It's just awful. I feel this, sense of dread. And then there's, all these guards surrounding him. And then we just see him walk forward. Reigen Arataka. I don't know where the series goes next. I legitimately don't know. It's going to be so interesting to see what this means for the relationship between Shigeo and Reigen. I know they're not, best friends, but Shigeo's always really looked up to Reigen as, not a master, but, back in that fight with the bodybuilder chick, he was he taught me not to hurt women. That's wrong. I don't want to do that. And Reigen taught him that. He has these views for Reigen that are really, really high, so I don't really know what's going to happen next. I'm extremely excited, though. I'm going to give this episode a 8.5 out of 10. It was a really, really good episode. It wasn't, crazy good, but the review alone kind of made the episode for me. It was just fantastic. So an 8.5 out of 10. Comment below. Oh, boy. Comment below. Give me your thoughts on this episode. No spoilers, please. No spoilers. Try not to spoil it. You can kind of hint at things here or there, but don't spoil the series because I know a lot of people, they still want to go in fresh and find out what's happening, find out the series as it's unfolding. So please no spoilers, but let's talk about this. Let's discuss what is going on in this series. What the hell? Reigen is the leader of Claw? I can't believe it. Comment down below. Let's talk about it. I'd love to talk to you guys about this, so awesome there. Hit that like button if you enjoyed anything that I had to talk about. I greatly appreciate it. And also, please be sure to subscribe and keep it locked at Fumetsu for, of course, your weekly Mob Psycho 100 reviews, anime-related videos, gaming-related videos, and everything in between. Again, I greatly appreciate it. I think I have 165 right now. You guys are awesome. I love each and every single one of you, especially the ones that are continuously watching these reviews. Again, like, you guys are absolutely awesome. I love reading your comments. It's awesome. So thank you so much. I know I've said awesome like 100 times, but again, thank you so much. You can follow me on social media in the description below. Hit me up on Twitter. We can talk about Mob Psycho there. And also you can get updates on this channel on Facebook and all that stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to edit this video. I am so excited for the next episode of Mob Psycho 100. I hope you guys are too. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.